Hello, hello, here we go, it's the Kopite Podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kopite Podcast, where Liverpool have defeated Leeds United 4-3 in a game that was worthy of a cup final, let alone a season opener. Mick, we didn't expect that, did we?
I don't know where to start, to be honest. I know we're doing it the day after, but it's just what a game! Like, just craziness from first 5 minutes, and then that was just a taste of what was gonna come in the rest of the game. It was just mad, wasn't it?
It was, mate. I've still got the drip of the intravenous drugs that I need to take after that yesterday. I mean, you look back at the preparation for the game. We mentioned in the match preview, didn't we, that we knew it was going to be a special game because it was Leeds United. They have been ready for this league for a number of years now, and they finally got back to it. And, mate, they didn't disappoint because Leeds, let's just talk about them at the beginning. They were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, weren't they?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I couldn't believe how good they were. Like, there was a couple of times where I think Carragher said, why is that player following that player? But they've got this like system where they do like a man mark press, where they don't pass people off to someone else. They just follow the man they need to follow, and they do just follow them all game, which is mad. But if it works, it works, and it seemed to work. They were easily gettable at the back in terms of counter-attacking, but going forward, Jesus Christ, they were so good. Players, they were so good on the ball. One-two touch. That Calvin Phillips in the middle, just spraying it round like he'd been in the Premier League for years. He looked really good. And just those little 1-2s and just high pressing and not giving us a minute on the ball. And then he had 3 shots on target and scored 3 goals. You can't get any. That's the way to do it. If you want to try and beat the reigning league champions, that's the way to do it. And it's just another testament to this Liverpool team that they did do that and we still managed to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And like I said, I mean, I might got a bit overexcited there calling Leeds phenomenal, but, from being promoted in the league, and they've been wanting the Premier League for so long, and they finally back there, and they did have a bit of a point to prove to say, like, listen, we're here to stay, and they did themselves huge favours in saying that, and they will pick up points. They were so good on the day, and congratulations to the side, because Liverpool could have easily lost that game. They could have easily drew the game. It's like you just said, mate. We were, people can call it luck or whatever, but it's the mentality that Klopp has got in this side that managed to get the win in the end. And yeah, I said to you, didn't I, before we started, that give me 38 4-3s rather than the 38 1-0s, because that's what football is about, it's being entertaining. And from minute 1 to minute 92, 3, whatever it was, we were entertained.
Yeah, it was like, we've said it a couple of times last year where we had a few crazy games, but it was like a throwback to Brendan Rodgers era, where we'd go, well, we're shit at the back, but we'll score more than you. Which is
exactly.
And then some of the mistakes we made in the game, letting them in and stuff like that from people you don't expect, which will come on soon, was just mad. But yeah, I tweeted straight after saying if Leeds play like that for the rest of the season, they'll get top 10 easy, because if they do what they did to us yesterday, teams will crumble, and Leeds will still concede goals in those games like they did. They conceded 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
But and lesser teams, they'll go and they'll blow them away with that type of performance. And credit to them, credit to the job Bielsa's doing, because I expected it to be a good game. I think me and you, I think I said 2-0, you said
3-1.
3-1. So we knew there'd be goals, but to have a 7-goal thriller in a season opener, like you said, it's worthy of a FA Cup final or a Champions League final or whatever, something like that. But for a season opener like that, Liverpool Leeds, you think it should be more of a cagey affair in a first game of the season where people are feeling each other out in terms of tactics and whatever. To go and put a 7-goal thriller in was just mad, and yeah, it was a boss game. I'm just glad we fucking made up. We got the win at the end of it, though.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it's essence of the Mark Viduka 4-3 game, wasn't it? I think it was nearly 20 years ago. We said it on the previous show, didn't we? That was 4-3 there, and we got our own 4-3 here. So I think that's quite fitting, the way the game turned out, given the history between the two sides and the players that have played for each side. But mate, when we go back to the beginning of the game, and obviously with the lineup was Alisson, Van Dijk, Gomez, Robertson and Trent, and then the midfield 3 of Gini, Naby and Jordan Henderson, which again, I was quite surprised to see Jordan Henderson start the game, because we obviously said we didn't know if he was 100% fit, not had many minutes. But yeah, pleased to see that he started the game. Obviously, he came off just after an hour, but I thought he did well. And obviously we had the front 3, which we will come on to in a minute. But playing a bit of devil's advocate to what we've just said at the beginning, of how good Leeds were, but we weren't at the races at the back, were we? Like we were normally. It was a very different thing to see, and it was the rust. Some people might have said that the rust is still there after the break. I mean, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I think definitely Trent. Like you look at their first, I think it was the first goal. Yeah, where Trent got pretty much ripped. Yeah, you could see that Harrison. Yeah, wasn't it Harrison scored the first goal where the boss first touch and then he took it round Trent and ended up scoring. Like stuff like that where Trent is susceptible to stuff like that if he comes up against a pacey winger, but I still think he is a bit rusty. Like he played for England. Was it last week or the week before he started for them? I think it was last week, but you could see he's still not up to the 100% match fitness. I don't think anyway. That'll come in the next couple of weeks, and the fact that we went up against Leeds who play like they do, it was just a car crash waiting to happen. I think he was obviously not 100% at the races, and they were 100% at the races, so it was just a combination of both. But he still played well. It was just that he's still finding his feet a little bit this season. But like we're going to touch on Van Dijk in a bit, but makes a mistake you don't expect him. I think Gomez was quite good, to be fair, and Robertson was his usual good self. So apart from that, like I said, they scored 3 goals off 3 shots. And you think about Alisson, how good he is. I think sometimes we just expect him to make saves, but all 3 of their goals, really, I don't know if he could have done anything about them. But
no, they were fantastic goals. I mean, if we go through the goals now in terms of scoring and stuff like that, we get a penalty after 3 minutes of scoring the 4th. Mo Salah puts the penalty away in typical Mo Salah fashion. I did think that penalty may have been a little bit harsh, considering it came up off his thigh and hit his hand. I did think that one would have got overturned, but maybe the hitting of the thigh, it might have been goal bound anyway. So maybe that's the way it's thought. But for you, quickly, pen, no pen, or you?
I don't think there was a pen. If it was down the other end and against us, I'd be saying why
Screaming for it.
Yeah, it's just one of them. Like if it's for you, you're made up. If it's not, but if you think overall, like as a neutral, you'd be saying that's not a penalty, and really,
no, that's fair enough, mate. Then obviously Jack Harrison after 12 minutes, nice little belting little goal, wasn't it? I mean, he's left Trent for dead. He's turned him inside out. He come inside, gone past Gomez, and slotted it in the bottom corner. And what a finish!
Yeah, like I just touched on there, like he just turned Trent inside out. Like the first touch, good ball by Phillips initially. Then his first touch, his boss's second touch is even better, the way he knocks it around Trent. And then just to have the coolness of mind, just to hit that as hard as he can down to Alisson's right. Boss. And I knew he was a good player, that Harrison, but after watching that game yesterday, you could easily get double digits in goals this season. He looks really, really good. I think this is his 3rd consecutive loan to them from Man City. So he's Man City's player, ultimately. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get into that Man City team at some point. Probably not, but he looks like a good solid player anyway.
Yeah, it does. 8 minutes later, ball in from Robbo from a corner. Van Dijk on his head. At first, I didn't think it had gone in because it looked like the keeper had caught it, but then I thought like the force of the ball took him over the line a little bit. So we're back in control, and you think to yourself, you know what, right now that we've gone back ahead, settle down a little bit. I actually thought at that point, we'll go on to probably win this 3 or 4. But no, Van Dijk 10 minutes later, ball comes over the top, misjudge. Patrick Bamford, as all good strikers do, slots in and chips the ball over Alisson, and it's all of a sudden it's 2-2 after half an hour, and you're thinking, fucking hell.
Yeah, and it is funny, like when you go on Twitter and you can see all these stats, like how Van Dijk's made this many mistakes in this amount of time since he signed or whatever, and he's made 3 mistakes currently. Like, well, yeah, he's done that, but the fact that what he's brought to this team, he's allowed us to win all these trophies, and he's allowed us to be actually sound at the back along with Alisson. We're now defensively sound because we signed him. He's the whole reason for it. So he's allowed a mistake here and there. Like I know there was one last year against Arsenal where he fucked up as well. And that one, he's tried to flick it. He's tried to be clever. He's tried to be typical Van Dijk nonchalance. He's tried to flick it around the corner to Robbo.
Yeah,
he's not got hold of it enough, and he scored. But 9 times out of 10, Van Dijk, he'll flick that round the corner, probably back heeler or something, and it goes into Robbo's feet, or he'll play it back to Alisson. Alisson clears it, or he clears it himself. He's just had one of those moments where he's just maybe caught in two minds, and it's came back to haunt him, and they've punished us.
Yeah, absolutely. And then again, it's not long after that. It's 3-2, 3 minutes later. What a finish from Mo. I mean, that was a bullet of a goal, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that was that was for me the best goal of the game. Obviously, the Cliff goal we'll come on to, which was really good. That Mo goal, mate. Just picked it up off a deflection off a free kick. I think their keeper's 6'6". He's hit it to the keeper's nearest side in the top corner. What a finish! Like you couldn't place that any better with your hands if you wanted to. He's hit that so well, and that just epitomised that performance from Mo Salah. He was probably one of his best ever performances. That for me.
Yeah, definitely right. Going to half time, we all probably downed a few pints at half time, thinking I can't take much more of this. You know what I mean? It was like that's just unbelievable. I stayed off social media throughout most of that game just because I couldn't be bothered with we need this shout, we need that shout, we need to sign this player, we need to sign that player, because I just wanted to enjoy the fact that Liverpool are playing an opening game at Anfield, defending champions. I just wanted to enjoy it. But at 3-2 at half time, I'm thinking this is exactly what the Premier League's all about. You've got the Championship winners versus the Premier League winners, and I think what can happen in the second half, and albeit it might have been a less eventful second half, but on 66 minutes, like you just said, Click equalises again, nice little ball in from the right hand side, and a neat little finish into the far corner, and again it's 3-3, and you're thinking, oh my god, here we go again. But for me, mate, there was no, I wasn't worried, and obviously, as people might have saw, we did a charity event yesterday at Garswood United. The fantastic club, and I was sat with the chairman at the side of me and his son, and he said, "Do you know what, mate? I still think we're going to win. I've no doubt about it." And like you said at the top of the show, mate, mentality monsters. And it gets towards 88 minutes, you're thinking, "Shit, what's going to happen here?" And then ball comes in, Fabinho controls it and gets brought down for a penalty. Penalty, yes or no?
Stonewaller, that one.
Yeah.
The first one probably weren't. That one was just Stonewaller. I just want to touch on as well, like before they got the third, we had a couple of good chances. I remember.
Of course, mate. Yeah, we did.
Wijnaldum got Firmino cut in, squared him in, and it would have been. I would have fucking loved it if Wijnaldum would have scored on the first day back after all this shite over this summer, and now it looks like he's going to sign a contract. I would have loved him to put the cherry on the cake there and just slot a goal and potentially win us the game there and then. But he should have scored really, and obviously, like you said, Click goes down the other end soon after and bags up
it does, mate, and you've just mentioned it there, and I completely forgot. Both sides had disallowed goals as well, so the game could have been even bigger. And we'll touch on before we come to the penalty, let's talk about Trent's own goal. I mean, like,
what was he doing? I don't know. He's trying. You can tell that the ball span a little bit, and he's tried to head it over. I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to clear it with his head. It's bounced funny, and he's headed it, and it just flew in. And then he's looked around, seen the flag, and then thought, "Oh yeah, I'm sound." Like he meant it. So you didn't mean it. If that was given, Jesus Christ, I would have stayed off Twitter for about 3 weeks.
I know. Wan-Bissaka shouts, the slaps and all that, But I mean, cheeky little bugger at the end where he just looked, the eyes were going, I knew he was offside. So, fair play, Trent. But then, going back to the penalty, Mo Salah sticks away again. His confidence is high, he wants that hat-trick and does it again. And, he's shite Mo Salah, isn't he? Four-season wonder. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's like Salah's a weird one on pens. He's fucking so good at them, but every time he steps up, I feel like he's going to miss. I don't know why. I don't think I'm ever going to get over it. But just because the way sometimes he snatches at the ball, when he has shots, I sometimes think he's going to do that in a pen, and I just can't get out of my mind. I don't know why, even though he's just an absolute machine on them. It's on the go, but he's just an absolute machine on them, and he's so good.
That's it. I mean, the way he just blasted me, and he blasted that in, and I'm just going, yes, go ahead. It was just fucking mint. I just thought, yes, I thought we're not gonna drop this now. We are gonna make it to the final whistle now. I wasn't had any doubt in my mind we were gonna keep that. But again, mate, you go through the game, and stats wise, one of the interesting things that came out of it was Leeds had 52% possession. There's only been about 4 teams that have outplayed us in terms of possession over the last 2 years. I think the stat was, which again, congratulations to Leeds United, because that's no mean feat to do that, and it's just a testament to how well they played and how they kept Liverpool at bay for a lot of that game in terms of the way they kept coming back, which is what I'm trying to say. But it didn't negate in the fact that Liverpool had 20 odd shots at goal. And it was like playing Football Manager, where you just think, how have I not scored? And I've had like 40 shots at goal. And again, just Liverpool's attacking intent in this game. And there was so many good things about the performance that you can take away from Liverpool and be thinking, do you know what? We are going to be okay this season. I think we will make a challenge for it. But are you going into Chelsea next Sunday, isn't it? I mean, based off that performance against Leeds, and we're going to talk a little bit about Mo Salah, because I know you've got some cool stats on him. Overall, was you satisfied in terms of, was it just the fact of just getting 3 points, or do you think there's stuff we can take away from it?
Yeah, I still think there's a lot of negatives and there's a lot of positives. Like we touched on, defensive wise, a lot of work needs to be done going into next Sunday, and I think they will be obviously on training ground, a lot going into a lot more fitness sessions, like I touched on. Trent and players like that need a little bit more energy in the legs if we're going to come up against Chelsea with all the firepower they've got at the moment. They haven't played yet at the moment, but they're going to be up the top 3 or 4 this year, aren't they? So we're going to have to be on top form. I think Van Dijk, that should be a one-off for him. I'm making a mistake like that. Well, I hope so. Going forward, we just need the solid defence Liverpool that we had pretty much last year. Well, the first 2/3 of last season. And I think we'll be all right. A lot of positives in that game. Like Mo Salah for me in that game. What a player. Like, just absolutely crazy. At 97 goals, that is now, in 154 appearances in all competitions. Like, absolutely tremendous. Like, 50 goals at Anfield, that is, for him now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's his 3rd hat-trick, and he's only the 4th player to score 50 at Anfield. I think Fowler's got 85. Gerrard's got 69, Michael Owen's 63, and then Mo's got 50. But to be in amongst that company is, I don't think he'll still get the credit, and I don't think he'll get the credit ever until he leaves, which is quite sad, really. But
it's very sad.
He is, and I know he's not the most. I think he doesn't get the credit because he's not. He's a bit greedy. He's a bit more Cristiano Ronaldo than he is more Lionel Messi in terms of he wants to score goals. But for me, he doesn't get credit for the assists to give. I don't know what it is. I don't know if because he's more cocky in a way that he thinks, maybe people think he wants it to be all about him. I don't think that's the case. He just wants to score goals. He wants to score goals for Liverpool. He wants to win us leagues. He wants to win us Champions Leagues. I don't know why we're not embracing that. It's just he's just one of those players where he's just once in a lifetime. Like, and I know he was at Chelsea and he was shite, and then he came back and he's done amazing this first season, and then got called a one-season wonder. Then he still bagged in goals the 2nd and 3rd season. Now it looks like he's going to do it again, 4th season wonder, like you touched on. And he's just, there's no words to describe him for me. I absolutely love him, and I just wish people would love him more as much as I do. Proper fanboy there.
Mate, it's fine. I'll tell you what. Do you want me to just? I'll leave you. I'll leave you two alone, shall I?
Go ahead.
But no, mate, you're absolutely spot on. I just think I'm not going to. Well, I will echo what you said there, but I'm not going to go into much detail about it. And I just think that hopefully going forward now, the praise that Mo Salah gets and the people are not questioning him like they have been doing in pre-season, because there has been a few people that have questioned him. I just think he's a goal scorer at the end of the day, and that's what he's done. And he's 3 more away from getting his 100th, which is such an achievement to do it in a short space of time, like you said, 4 seasons. So yeah, 4-season wonder for Mo Salah. But yeah, mate, I think I'm very excited for this season. I do think it's going to be an amazing title defence for us. Fingers crossed we get over the line, obviously, in terms of that. massive credit to Leeds United. Quick one on them, mate. I've got no. After what I saw yesterday, I'm not worried about them going down. I think they stay up.
Well, I done like a little prediction like last week. I was thinking who was actually going to go down. I think I picked West Ham, Fulham,
And
West Brom and Everton. Yeah. No, West Brom, and I was just like Leeds aren't even in the equation for me. And after I've watched that 90 minutes yesterday, it goes to reinforce that as long as they keep the good players fit and they don't start like when Klopp first came in, the whole gegenpressing, and we had a few injuries as a result of. I hope they don't overdo it and lose some of their top players, and obviously the drop in quality might be a bit more than the drop in quality for us in terms of our reserve players. But I hope they do keep most of the players fit and they can go and make a fist of it. And like I said, they'll finish top 10 easy. Based on that 90 minutes, they might even get top 8 because they will cause a lot of teams a lot of problems, and teams won't be able to handle it.
Yeah, mate, it's the fear of the unknown, isn't it? You know, there's always that one team that comes up from the Championship that always does really well, isn't there? In that first season, Bournemouth did it. There's been some really good sides that have come up and they've managed to make an account of it. I remember years and years ago, Wigan had done it, and they were on course to make a European place. Ipswich have done it in the past when they got a UEFA Cup place, and then the following season they were relegated. But they always, and I do think under that manager they will stay up. And you know, fair play to Leeds for coming to the home of the Premier League champions and giving us a game, because that's what we all wanted. That's what football's about. And yeah, we've got to do this for another 37 games. So yeah, let's crack on with it, Mick. So yeah, everybody, thank you very much for watching this episode. Give us a like, subscribe, and keep the comments coming in. We've had some great comments over the last couple of videos, and we really appreciate it. We will endeavour to reply to every comment that we get. Give us a review on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next time before the Chelsea game. See you later.